Great seeing you back for Devos today. And we are continuing to look here at this subject matter. The way up is down. And we're talking about servanthood. And especially, today I'm talking to you a short time about humility. Again, this is not something people want to talk about. So we like to think we're humble, but most of the time we're not. We all struggle with this. But I want to talk to you about having a humble spirit. Look with me here in Luke 14, verse 11. Jesus said, for everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Okay, that's pretty clear, but what I want to show you here, notice here, God wants you to humble yourself. Isn't that what it says? You say you can't humble yourself. Oh, yes, you can. When you humble yourself, you build up someone that you might be jealous of. So let's just say you work together at a job and they do a lot better job than you do. That hurts your feelings. Well, let them know they do a better job. Let your family members know that you're excited they got a new car and you have to. They got a new car, smells like a new car, and you got a 12-year-old car and it smells like stinky, sticky kids, okay? So, but wow, look at that. I can't, but look at your house. Say things like this, ready? You deserve that. But in your heart, you're like, you don't deserve that. I deserve that. Okay, but this is how you make yourself humble. Did you know that you can train yourself to act that way? Then you will feel it. So yes, you can train yourself to become a humble person. Hey, how would you like to be the Apostle Paul? Did you know at one point he actually died? He got a tour of heaven, then God sent him back to the earth. Oh, he was filled with so much pride. The only man who's ever able to go up to heaven and come back and tell people what he saw. What did God do to him? To keep him humble, it tells us in Corinthians that God gave him a thorn in the flesh. I mean, he just poked him with that thorn. He went back to God all the time, begging God to take his thorn out of his flesh. He goes, oh, God, please give me some sort of heavenly tweezers to get this thorn out of my flesh. And God said, no, I've given you that thorn in your flesh to pop your bubble. Okay, I don't know about you. I've had things in my life, burdens I bore that have just humbled my life. I'm telling you, years ago, I had plotted out on all these wonderful retirement years and traveling around the country and having some fun. And I've always worked 2 jobs. And so I thought, well, someday I'm going to relax. So let me tell you, through humbling, thorns in the flesh, I've had things happen in my life. It is just so made me feel like, oh, no, I can never do that. I will never relax as long as I'm living and breathing on this earth. I want to serve him to my last breath because of the thorns in the flesh. They're not all bad, even though they hurt, right? But God wants us to live humble lives. I got to show you something. This one here, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's actually kind of fun. Moses was beat up. Now, we're looking at this passage. We'll see his family members. He married a woman they didn't feel he should have married, and they didn't like her, and it gets really, really deep. Oh, so they're giving Moses all sorts of hard time, and they're publicly embarrassing him, causing him all sorts of trouble. Okay, well, he handled it the best he could, and God stepped in. But after all this happened, look what God said about him. You may have never seen this. He says this, Numbers 12, verse 3. Now, the man Moses was very meek, means he was humble. It gets deeper. He said, he was, meeker, more humble, more than all the people that were on the face of the earth. Could you imagine God saying, you're the most humble person who ever lived? Do you know who wrote Numbers? Moses. I thought that was funny. Okay, imagine, here I am. I write that and I go, I want everybody to know, I am the most humble person who ever lived. Yeah, one church, they had a contest for the most humble person, and they gave him the most humble reward, but he lost it the next day because he pinned the humble reward on himself. Okay, so you can't be humble and pin the humble word on. Okay, what am I getting to here? God had Moses write this because it was true. So Moses wrote the book of Numbers, and he had to write what God told him. So it's nothing wrong when you know you're humble. You just can't tell anyone. But I'm here to tell you that if you humble yourself, that God is going to greatly reward you. So And also, to be humble is to be thankful. Just so you know that. That's the secret. Become very, very thankful about everything, and it will show you're a humble person. Listen, anybody can become great because anyone can serve.